Welcome to Poets at War, a podcast documenting the brood of writers, where art, theology, philosophy, and fun beckon your ears. Today on the program, the boys cover everything from rogue hogs and Louisiana brush to the theology of fashion, and even deep dive into Tolkien's Palantiri as the analogy for artificial intelligence.
God of song, said the warrior bard, though all the world betray thee, one sword at least thy right shall guard, one faithful heart shall praise thee.
Recorded December 11th, 2025.
Nice. I'm 2 for 2 this time.
There you go. Well, 2 for 3. You were not here Tuesday, I think. I was 3 this week. So, yeah.
Dang.
But
Oh, yeah, it's
that's
Friday.
all good.
Oh, it's Thursday. Is it Thursday?
It's Thursday. Yeah. Yeah, it's
Oh, man, I
Thursday.
think it's
No,
Friday.
so my schedule is I do 1 week with Tuesday and Thursday, and then the next week is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for recordings.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So this week was a 3-fer. But yeah, so yeah, we've been pretty chill today. I've been trying to get work done, a lot of stuff. I'm gonna have to burn the midnight oil after 10:30. Get 2 books mostly wrapped up. I'm gonna have 1 more day on editing for one of them, and then probably 2 more days for the other one. But I will be finishing recording for the second book, so I'll have both books fully recorded. It'll just be a little bit more editing.
Nice.
And yeah, so those are both paid, and hopefully I'll get those. You know, might even get both of them before the year's out. One of them I should for sure. The other one may end up having a bunch of revisions. So I'm just waiting on that, but he's the one I'm closer to being done with, so that's good. I'll just get that done and see what happens. But yeah, so that's been good. Had to help our neighbor with it was funny. She called Casey because her computer was screaming. She's 90 something, you know, whatever, and it was her computer was screaming because it got locked up because of something she clicked, and it was literally just a like a, you know how YouTube can go full screen?
Yeah.
Well, basically they just coded a media video that says your computer's locked up, and it does, like, the escape button doesn't do anything. And so you just open up the task manager and close the browser, and it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, so it wasn't anything real. It wasn't like they were actually in her system, and I had to explain all that. I was like, no, they weren't. There was no active attack on your computer. This was just something stupid, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just screaming and stuff at her. So, hey, what's up? Haven't heard from you in a while, Ramsey. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Let me see if I can.
Good.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, good to hear from you. What's been up?
I have been writing up a storm and getting just my life back together. I got my VA benefits are where they need to be. I'm permanently totally disabled through the VA now, and I'm writing full time. I got myself into a house, and right now I'm presently on Royal Road. I'm releasing the 3rd volume to my book series, and I'm
what was the name
writing
again for people listening?
It's on Royal Road. It's Paladin under my pen name Jonathan Schleprock, and it's releasing the 3rd volume right now. I release my chapters Monday through Friday at 4:30 Eastern time, and I'm right now working on getting through the 4th volume. I just finished up chapter 28 today. Very
cool.
So,
very cool. Good to hear, man.
Yeah.
I think Jesse had said that he had followed up with you a little bit and was keeping tabs with you on, off and on. So, but yeah, it's good to hear from you after a while. So.
Yeah, he did a cover for me, and it is actually the cover that I put on for the main series. It is the cover right now.
You showed me that.
Yeah, and I put at the bottom just to make sure that he got credit for it. Because Royal Road has a thing. Once they get so many followers and stuff, they'll actually do real publishing. And if that happens, then I have to make sure that he's credited correctly. So I had to like get to him. I was like, hey, so how do I do the credits for this? Like,
he's like, I don't know.
Put in there.
Yep. I hear that. This is Carrie. I don't know if you guys have met before. John was with us on Broodcast a couple months ago and stuff. And he kind of updated everything in his opening statements here. But Carrie is a guy from Louisiana. He hunts, he fishes, cooks delicious food, and he likes to pick fights with our artists in good ways. Helpful fights. Let's put it that way. So yeah.
Speaking of hunting,
is that some you? Yeah. What you got?
Well, I shot a hog today, but
nice.
I couldn't find it. It's lost in the woods somewhere. It was about 150, 175 pounds.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh yeah, I was so mad. It came out, and what the problem was, I just put a scope on my 30-30, and I'm not used to having a scope, so it came out about 20 yards from me. But I'm used to. I sighted in for 100, so I put it in. I put the crosshairs right on where I should have shot, and I hit about 3 inches high because, like I said, it sighted in for 100. I was like, oh. So I tracked his blood trail and looked all over. I couldn't find him. I was like, man, so mad.
Yeah, that sucks.
Well, but I'm going. My wife has agreed to, if I clean the house, let me go hunting all weekend. So.
Yeah, well, I've been praying to get something good. So,
dude, that hog would have been so nice. But yeah.
Yep, I hear that. Y'all got a lot of hogs around there?
All right, let me put this in perspective for you. Last year, there were just reported, not this doesn't even this isn't even the number of non-reported. 800,000 hogs were killed in Louisiana, and the population increased like 30%.
Wow, that is nuts.
Yeah,
it's insane.
There's no limit on hogs here. You can shoot hogs year round. You can hunt them from January to December. You could shoot 40, 50 hogs in a day if you want to. A lot of people they'll go and you can even night hunt them here. But a lot of people will go and they'll shoot like 30 hogs, load them up. They'll field dress them, so they'll gut them, and then just drive through small towns and just give away an entire hog to random people.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But this one I saw was it was a sow. She was a huge sow. They don't usually get that big. But whenever she spent 15 minutes crashing through the brush behind me, and I couldn't see her. So I was like, I know there's a hog right there. I'm just waiting for it to finally come out into the clearing. And she kind of kept going a little further and further away. And then about 15 minutes later, I hear her coming closer and closer to the edge. So I get my 30-30 and I aim it right around where she come out. And the second she popped herself out, I put my crosshairs on her and fired. And then the second after I fired, she just stood there for like 3 seconds, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, she's gonna fall!" And then she kind of just crashed back into the brush. But I saw where I hit her. I hit her way at the top of her shoulder. So there's nothing really vital right there that's gonna kill her fast enough. But I think she was just stunned from getting hit in the shoulder with a rifle round.
Yeah,
I was like, man, I was so mad. But I might be taking Jesse with me tomorrow.
Okay, awesome.
He might just
come.
He can't
good
hunt.
buddies.
Yeah, that's my best friend. But he won't be able to hunt. He'll just have to sit there because he didn't have his hunting stuff yet. But it'll be fun to just sit in the woods and maybe shoot something. We'll go in the I'm gonna go in the morning and the afternoon because I got a little bit of work to do. But work has been so slow right now, and I have like zero way of making money, so might as well try to put some meat on the table.
Yeah, I hear that.
But, yep.
Oh boy. Well, yeah. So, yeah, I've been just kind of buried in the various sorts of book stuff I've been doing. The one I've been doing one that's Christian fantasy. It's my first From a Stranger Christian fantasy series, and it's been good. He's kind of doing this thing. I'm not going to mention names or what it is, but I will mention he's kind of doing this Pilgrim's Progress meets the Reformation sort of thing. Like, it's sort of the story of the Reformation, but with like Pilgrim's Progress-y sort of characters a little bit. It's not quite as on the nose as Pilgrim's Progress, but it's he's using a lot of directly applicable names and things like that in the story, and I'm enjoying it. It's good. I think that it's going to be a full series, and he's working on it and everything, and so I'm looking forward to it. He's paying me, and it's going to be a good deal. I'm also working on something for Marty Frankham, who's been on here before. I'm actually redoing the first one I did for him because he rewrote it completely. And I like the characters and the general story enough that I was like, he kind of just AI'd the whole thing, and now he did a little bit more of a, full pass. And I'm like, yeah, this is good enough that I'll take my time doing it for him. And then Ian, still working on his book, getting close to the end on that. Doing that still very slowly. And then I didn't tell John this yet, obviously, but one of my stories, me and Jesse and Alex are starting to turn into a basically it's turning into a long-term musical project that I'm kind of behind the scenes documenting with a podcast. The first one's not out yet, but yeah, that's turning out really cool. So that's been what's been up with my stuff. Like I said, just kind of buried under the amount of audiobook stuff I've been doing. But I'm getting more help from Jesse and Alex. They're also working catch up to help me on my sci-fi series, which is almost done. I need some help doing logistics on a very, very big final battle that I need to have an idea of where everybody is at during the entire battle. And it's rather complicated, but it's going to be worthwhile. We just need to know basically the 8-hour PBS documentary version of this battle before we can write the blockbuster version, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's what we've been up to. So, oh boy, do you guys
Nice.
do you guys have anything you either want to share or talk about specifically tonight? And if not, I can grab some topics, or I'm good to talk about whatever tonight. Whatever you guys feel like talking about.
Yeah, I already talked about what I wanted to. My dang hog.
Yeah. Oh man, that really does suck though. You fish too, right? You fish too, right? Like what's fishing season roughly for y'all? Like, is it just when the water's warm?
No, I mean we do have let's see, it's still fall, but I mean winter fishing. But hold on, phone screen is wet. I don't really do as much fishing because I hunt during this winter. If I have any time on my hands to do anything outdoors, it's either trapping or hunting. But right now, like redfish in the Gulf is like that's what everybody's kind of doing right now, is going to catch their redfish. Everybody's posting about it on my friends and whatnot, but yeah. Well, that's about it for fishing. I don't like fishing during the winter.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Were you gonna say something, Ramsay, before I got back to it? John, Ramsay, I keep switching, but which one I'm gonna call you? But yeah,
it doesn't matter which. I mean, I haven't been fishing in decades and never been hunting, so I don't really have much input in either of those.
Yeah. That's something I'm looking forward to whenever I do eventually get to Louisiana.
What?
Hunting or fishing with you, so doing something like that, wrestling, doing whatever else.
Depends on what time of year you come, but yeah.
Yep. You'd probably wrestle me, right?
Yeah, or something.
Yeah, Ramsey, you're cutting in and out a lot. I'm not sure if it's internet connection or what, but
I think it's on my end too. He's cutting out.
Yeah, my internet has been weird the last few days because we had a storm here, and since then my internet has been just in and out. So I'm trying to get user settings to come up so I can lower the bandwidth, but they're just swiping off my camera.
Yeah, I hear that.
Hopefully that'll help.
Yep.
Honestly, it seemed to be working better when the camera was on. I don't know why.
It's kind of weird that way, but
when I think on out, like you guys freeze for me for like a minute. I back in and you'd be completely on something. I'm like, oh, okay.
yeah, I hear that. But yeah, Carrie, would you wrestle me? So a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm not sure. You're very big." Blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm like, would you wrestle me? I feel like you would.
Oh yeah, I have no problem wrestling anybody. I would wrestle Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Fair enough. Because I ain't going to try to hurt you. I'm going to try to make you tap. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but I grew up.
What did you say, John?
I say, like, because army combatives is basically wrestling. I mean, that's pretty much it's like and stuff. It's wrestling. So I always wonder what the differences would be.
Yeah, you've always wondered what the differences would be. I heard that part talking about like what you learned in the army versus, other stuff, right? The kind of what you're getting at.
Oh, what'd you do in the army?
Yeah, I was a combat engineer.
Engineer?
Combat engineer.
Oh, okay, cool.
Not that much.
Okay, my dad was in the guard.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad.
I did.
We heard of some of that.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough, but we're hearing some of what you're saying. Carrie, you were saying, have you done any? So what is your hand-to-hand training, if anything, or what you got even informally?
Swapping rifles for the wrestling mat, the squad debriefs on the lost art of catch wrestling, the tactical advantages of staying on top in a scrap, and the importance of conditioning your neck for the fight.
Judo, kickboxing, boxing.
Nice.
That's about it.
I got you. Yeah.
That was my entire life, and that was from my dad. So my dad actually was supposed to go pro with kickboxing.
Kickboxing. Okay.
Problem is, he almost killed somebody while sparring, and so he was like, "Yep, I'm not doing that ever again," because he was kickboxing with one of the guys in the army with him, and he hit. I forgot. He punched. He knocked the dude basically out. But he hit him so hard, like the guy, like on the ground, like on his way to the ground, was like, "I quit," and then he hit his head on the back. He hit the back. He fell down, hit the back of his head, and was in a coma for like 3 days. And my dad was like, "Yep, nope, not doing that ever again." So he decided not to go pro.
Yeah, that's crazy. I I did some professional. I did some professional wrestling training, which is not, of course, combat, but there's a lot to it, conditioning wise, etc. But the other one is because of my fascination with pro wrestling, I was drawn to the art that pro wrestling came from, which is catch wrestling, which is sort of I mean, if you don't know, you probably do, but it's basically to boxing what like jiu-jitsu would be to, you know, whatever the Brazilian striking kind of thing is, right?
Brazilian
like kickboxing,
jiu-jitsu?
that sort of thing. Yeah, so
You're talking about capoeira? I forget how to pronounce it.
Yeah. Well, capoeira is a little different, but yeah, the point being that catch wrestling is essentially the grappling art that is equivalent to boxing in the American system. It's very similar. Yeah. Grappling counts too, but grappling is the broader umbrella title. Catch wrestling is the specifically European art. It's European American. It's basically England, United States, Ireland, you know, all those areas.
Okay.
And the big difference is the philosophy of getting on top or not. Getting on top is a pretty prime thing, partially because of the way the sport was concocted, versus like, you know, modern MMA and stuff like that, where essentially like if you were pinned, you're gonna lose, right? Like that was that carried over into collegiate. And not only that, but the point with the pin was to teach people like, if the person's on top of you, you do not have the advantage, no matter how much you think you do with, like, you know, their triangle chokes and all that other kind of stuff. They still have
triangle chokes are fine.
Right. Yeah, they're great, and they work great as a backup. But a lot of people are trying to use them as primary, especially in a real fight. It's not going to it's stupid. It's not going to help, right?
Yeah, hard is to get somebody in a triangle choke in the middle of a fight.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, no, I actually do.
I did it to one person successfully, and that was Jesse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I dislocated my jaw in the process of doing it.
Nice.
I went to whip my leg around his neck, and when I did that, I kicked myself in the jaw and popped it, dislocated it. I still put it in a choke, but yeah, it's very very hard.
But the other factor of jiu-jitsu versus catch wrestling, jiu-jitsu really focuses on control of like limbs and stuff, and it's very like you're going to grab the whole of their wrist and control the wrist that way, whereas in catch wrestling you're going to take, if you can see me, Carrie, when you grab someone, instead of grabbing them here on the wrist, right, you're going to grab there on the web of the hand, right in there, and twist like that and hold them like that, right? Because that's a full grip right there. Right? Yeah, exactly. So it
allows for better control if you have them like that. It allows you to move more.
Yeah.
Because if you grab just the wrist and you turn the wrist, you're turning the arm, which is a lot harder to turn than the wrist. When you're turning the wrist, it hurts more, makes you move more towards the direction you're being twisted.
It makes the other guy make mistakes, and that's kind of the whole mentality of catch wrestling, is make the other guy make mistakes. They teach you very early on, and they say don't do in competition if it's against the rules, but you know, if you're on top of a guy and he's not giving you anything to grab onto, just stick your middle finger up like that, the knuckle, right, and you dig it into their ribs, into their floating ribs, make them move. You know what I mean?
I like to do it in the sternum.
Yeah, sternum's good. You know.
More. Or in right under the armpit, where the ribs are, because there's no meat to protect it. It's all open under there. That's where I like to do it.
My biggest number one thing, and I don't mind telling you, you know, a lot of guys live or die by rear naked choke, especially in jiu-jitsu. And one of the I've always had a really, really good rear naked choke defense in general, because someone gets behind me, even if they get their hooks in, I've got huge, broad shoulders, and I can turtle up real tight, and they can't get in. That's one of those things I've always been really good at.
Push up on the nose, on the bottom of their nose.
Of course, yeah.
That's just
But if they're tucked in and you can't reach it and all that other kind of stuff, one of the things that I do, especially if they already have their hooks in, you know, with the legs, is you plant the elbow right in the middle of the shin, and you grab the ankle and you pull up, but you don't just pull up, you push down with the elbow into the ground, and like you're bending, you're literally about to snap their shin, right? And so that a lot. A lot. I get so many taps just out of that, and people are like, they thought they were about to win, and then
so, I like whenever I put people in like a chokehold, I prefer it to be on the ground.
Yep.
Putting them in a chokehold versus me standing up.
That's what I was mainly talking about. Yeah.
Well, I'm a shorter guy. Yes. So putting people in a chokehold standing up tends to be hard for me. You know, I've got to jump on their back basically. But on the ground, you get somebody in a solid chokehold, you just spread your legs apart and sit there. Because your legs are spread apart, they can't twist to get out of it. They can't drop their shoulder to get out of it because they're not standing up. You know, I've never had anybody break out of mine when I had them like that.
Yeah, if you get it, if you get it in, I could see that. But yeah, no, the really kind of depends on what kind of torque that they can put on their neck and shoulders. You know, if some people can. If they're able to at all see, there's this compression that your neck can do when you turtle up, right? Yeah. And I have been stronger than some guys, not all, but some guys grip where they'll possibly even get it locked in, and I'll still be able to, even if I'm not able to get my chin back under their arm, I can turtle just enough upward with my shoulders that they don't have enough leverage on my throat anymore, and on my so it just depends on the strength of those trap muscles and everything else. You can even use those at least to get a little bit of breathing room to get out if possible, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So but a lot of people, you know, they don't train their necks, especially in jiu-jitsu. They don't train, you know, like bridges and stuff like that. I can't bridge anymore, but like I definitely still have a lot of neck strength. You know what I mean? Like, so
you're a big boy.
Yes. So a lot of people are surprised at how big I am, but yet at the same time, I'm under 6 feet. So it's one of these weird things, right?
How tall are you?
I am, when my spine is stretched on a good day, 5'11", most of the time around 5'9.5", roughly.
So you're only like about an inch and a half taller than me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No.
Yep. So we probably be a good match.
Oh, yeah. Well, you outweigh me probably by
maybe 100.
Yeah. What do you weigh?
I think the last time I weighed, I was just under 320.
Oh, say I'm at 175, so you're almost twice my weight.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. Yeah, no, I've been losing weight, so I don't know where I'm at now, but
yeah.
I've had to really reduce stress to be able to lose weight. And that's been this season has been really good for stress relief. I've been finally getting into more of a swing as far as my general what do you call it? My general just workload, you know. So what were you saying?
I don't remember. I just knocked the glass over and shattered it. My wife buys like the thinnest glasses known to man, and you look at them funny and they just shatter. Like I've had them shatter in my hey honey.
Oh boy.
Hey honey, how you doing?
Funny. Mm-hmm.
One of the roundest ones. I love you. I was washing dishes. I was doing a good thing.
Hey, Jesse. What up, dude?
I love you.
I love you too. It's not even
gonna for his wife.
No, I was talking to my wife.
Yeah, that's what he says. That's what they all say, really.
We were just talking about you, actually, Justin.
Oh, why did you do that?
We were just talking about
whenever I dislocated my jaw.
Oh yeah, no, the time I dislocated your jaw.
No, no. I dislocated with my own leg. But
I dislocated with your leg.
Yeah, well, who was the one who ended up in the triangle choke again?
I made my way out because I broke your jaw or dislocated, whichever one it was.
You tapped out.
I think you must have gotten some head trauma too, whenever you dislocated your jaw, because we must definitely remember this very differently.
Moving from physical combat to cultural warfare, Carrie shares his latest skirmishes on social media. This leads Joshua into a heavy philosophical barrage on the theology of fashion, the legalism of suits, and why a man might wear a kilt to battle.
We were talking about wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Josh were like fangirling over wrestling moves, basically.
Well, he's been like, when you gonna get down here? I told him, how and stuff. That was the other night after we got off, but I was telling him, like, you're gonna wrestle me if I come down there, right? And because a lot of people, they say they're, yeah, sure, but then they don't. Braden cough. But yeah, I really just I want to have more guys to wrestle, and a lot of people are intimidated by my size, but it's like, man, come on. And I said, you'll wrestle me, right? He said, yeah, I'll wrestle anybody. I'll wrestle, it don't matter how big they are. And I'm like, sounds great, wonderful. So yeah, it's on my list to get down to, y'all, believe me. I told him Alex is probably first on our list as far as getting somewhere, but once we get our car, come tax rebate, stuff, whatever, y'all are, and once Jane is born and Casey's healed, we're gonna be looking at traveling and figuring out where we can get to. So even if it's just me and Hazel, or me and Peter, or me and Hazel and Peter, depending on the situation, because Casey got to stick around most of the time with Gene, but John will cover for us occasionally. So,
hi, John.
Well, it's not too much long. It's close to done.
He's been having a lot of internet issues, but there he is. What'd he say?
Yeah, I'm in and out.
That's what he said.
But he did talk with us for a little bit, so.
Yeah, he talked to us, and then he turned off his camera, and then it just stopped working.
Oh, you see it with camera.
No way it works.
Maybe.
You gotta wait for it to turn on.
If it does.
I believe in you.
We believe. Yeah. Failed to start camera.
Yeah. So it's a place that's just not great here. That's good.
Are you guys familiar with Threads? Like the app?
Yes. Yes, it's Meta's attempt. It's Meta, right? Meta's attempt at Twitter, basically.
Yeah, it's Meta. It's really fun to argue with people on there because, like, the entire platform is just liberals. Like, 95% of them are all liberals. But yeah. So I typed that, I basically typed a little post saying "baptizing babies," and I think some lady just threatened me. She was like, I got baptized when I was a baby, and then when I was 6, and I'm a heathen now. And I was like, well, I'm glad you recognize that you're a heathen. She goes, honey, you don't want to mess with me.
You don't want to mess with me. That's hilarious.
Hold on, wait, I'm gonna watch. It's in the. I'm
you're
sending
right.
it to the
I don't, because you're a heathen, and I don't want to be unequally yoked.
There.
Let me see here. You put it in the Brood Messenger. I was baptized as a baby. Okay, yeah. Let's put this on the screen. Why not? Oh, that's funny. Coffee and vinegar. That's funny. Honey, you really don't want to get on my nerves. You're right. I don't want to be unequally yoked. What?
You aren't built to handle the consequences. Yeah, I'm not built to wrestle somebody outside of my weight class.
Well, actually, speaking of, me and Josh were just talking about that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
We're talking about our different weights and how wrestling would go with our different weights.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Could you help me get back to the part where I was going?
What part were you at?
I was at the part where William was shooting in.
Okay.
Yes, I'm
I'll
so
find
tempted
it,
to
don't
start a movie.
I'm helping my daughter. Y'all can keep talking, doing what you're doing.
You heard what I said, Jesse?
What you said?
So tempted to go pick a fight with this lady.
With who?
That lady. I'm so scared to know what the consequences are. Huh?
Okay, so you're going to be right around this part right here. Okay, there you go. Hazel was listening to Guardians, and she said, I remember where I was at, but I'm not sure which chapter that is. Can you help me find it? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see what I said, Jesse, about Cirrus? I DM'd you.
Where?
I DM'd you on Discord. It was a while ago. After we last talked.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. I did see that.
Yeah. Monroe's more northern, right?
Yeah, Monroe is northern part of the state.
Which is closer to a Georgia accent anyway, right?
Basically,
Yes.
yeah. It's it actually is. That's a lot closer. Shreveport's like on the western side of the state, and Monroe's more central, eastern, in North Louisiana.
Yeah, Shreveport sucks. I'll go there ever. Not once.
I've only ever heard bad things about Shreveport, but
good. You should be hearing bad things.
But at the same time, it's not quite on the same level as like, I don't know, New Jersey or Ohio in general. You know, like the way people always talk bad about them. No. So maybe I'll need to up it just a little bit more.
To people in Louisiana, Shreveport is a localized version of Ohio or New Jersey. Like down here, when crazy stuff happens. Yeah, but down here, when you hear crazy stuff happens, you go, "Oh yeah, you must be from that must have happened in Shreveport." You remember in Princess and the Frog when Raymond they're like, "Oh, we're from a land far away," you know, and he recognized, okay, these are some weird people. And he goes, "They must be from Shreveport," you know.
That's right.
Because that's how it is down here. Down here, when weird stuff, like weird things happen, or you see weird people, people crack jokes. Oh, they must be from Shreveport, or that must have happened in Shreveport.
When you're in Georgia, if you're anywhere outside of Atlanta, everyone says that about Atlanta. And then if you're in the Atlanta metro, your two places that you usually go to as far as like the weird place, if you're not wanting to just say Atlanta, is Columbus or Macon. Macon for a while was like meth capital of the world. It was ridiculous. Oh man. But yeah. Mm-hmm. It's so funny to hear like Europeans try to say, because it's spelled like bacon, it's MACON, right? Like, yeah. But like for some reason, the Europeans who come to Georgia are always like, we're in a place called Macon. And I'm like, yet you say pecan.
Yeah, for real.
It's pecan. I'll even take pecan, right? Or pecan, but you know, I'll see not pecan, but I'll take pecan, right? I'll take that from some people, but like it's pecan or pecan. It's not pecan. And what's worse is when they say pecans.
Oh my gosh, I hate that's the British people. I literally want to punch a British person in the face in my hair. Would you like some pecans? It's like that's a stinking duck. Pecan is a type of duck, not a nut that falls from trees.
Oh my goodness, that was so funny.
Well, if you shoot them out of the trees, then they're basically the same thing.
Yeah. You know what? You know what doesn't come out of trees, Jesse?
Hogs.
That squirrel. Dude, something ate it.
Oh, I bet something did. I bet it was you.
So, Josh, not me and Jesse. I shot a squirrel, and it was in the fork of a tree, and he didn't fall up the tree. And me and Jesse spent like an hour and a half throwing sticks at it and shooting it with a shotgun, trying to get it to come out the tree.
That's amazing.
It didn't
how
work.
high was it?
It didn't work.
Well, like 30 feet high?
30 or 40 feet, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's up there. Oh boy, that is funny. For some reason, Debbie is trying to be a voice of reason and talk you down from the nonsense.
Carrie, what did you say? What did you do on Threads?
Yet.
Oh, okay.
Why? Is that a problem if I say something?
I didn't. I was just curious if you had said something.
Actually, did I say something? Let me check.
Peter says good night, everybody.
Good night, Peter.
Peter.
Close my door, Peter. Oh, boy.
I wonder if John's going to be able to join back with us. I haven't chatted with him in a while.
Yep. He was talking about how much he liked your cover and everything.
Oh yeah.
I didn't like your cover.
I've liked what little of his book I had read, so I was like, might as well give him something.
Yep.
Well, somebody said baptize D's.
What?
And I said these babies.
Casey probably would have been like, baptize D's foetuses anyway.
I feel famous now because like every 5 seconds somebody's responding to me saying baptize your babies. Like,
are they mad about it, or they're
most of them are mad. I got a lot of likes on it. People are just liking it like crazy too.
The people who are angry at it will engage in comments. The people who enjoy it will just like it and move on.
Yeah. Some of them, well, no, there was a couple people who were like, yeah, man, I agree with you. I also posted about the first slave owner being black, and I sent the article on it, and that really started some mess.
Oh, gosh.
Some dude was so excited that I posted it. He sent me an entire paragraph thanking me for showing...
so brave.
He called them the alphabet people. He was like, thank you for telling the alphabet people that about this about the first slave owner in America and whatnot. He was like, you're doing the Lord's work, man. Keep it up. I was like, okay. Yeah. He went on my entire like page and commented like on everything I had posted. Just like, yeah, man, I agree with you, bro. I was like, wow, this is hilarious.
It's too easy to just get the gut reactions from people these days. It is just funny to me. What's really fun for me is when I can actually write something insightful and everyone kind of gives their gut reaction to it. But that's a little bit harder. But I will say, with a lot of the articles I've been doing on Substack, like, I've been getting a fair amount of play on those. I'm trying to make sure that I keep the quality up on them, and so I'm not writing them as often. But I just finished drafting. First draft is not fully finished, but drafted one on why I wear what I wear, especially to conferences and stuff. And
Like your kilt?
Yeah, the kilt and Hawaiian shirt and the hat and all the rest. And it actually turned out really good. I'm excited to finish it up and get it out there. But I'm really, I don't know. Yeah.
To be honest, don't mean to interrupt.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were kind of gay whenever I first saw you with the kilt.
Everyone says that.
I really thought you were homosexual.
Of course.
I was like, dang, I saw you and I was like, that dude looks weird.
But see, this is the thing. So I may as well go into some of the stuff that's in the article. I specifically thought of doing it because of there's and you could look her up, but she was a basically an animatronics and puppeteer person in not just the film industry, but a lot of independent stuff out of Colorado. Her name was Zena Larr. She was a Christian, and she did a lot of like steampunk clothes. This wasn't really steampunk. It was more like, I would call it garage punk. You know, it was basically
I kind of get okay.
Yeah. She was really cool, and I only found out about her posthumously. She died in 2013. She was hiking alone in Colorado and fell. And I found out about her posthumously. She was from what I can tell, I can't tell for sure if she was homeschooled, but she was like a homeschooled sort of Christian girl. And she had a lot of friends who were liberal. One of them actually made the video that I first saw. But she also had a lot of conservative friends and things. She was just a big light. She was rail thin, skinny, and had really wide mouth, really wide expressive mouth. It was kind of funny, her physicality. And then she'd just dress up in all this weird stuff. And she'd sometimes have like peacock plumes with, steampunk goggles, like Amelia Earhart goggles, really, and just other random things. And she described it in the video because her friend came and did stuff with her and was filming for something else, and she took all that and made a tribute with it. And she was talking about how she just basically felt like she loved sharing her art with people so much that she felt like, why not just work that into my fashion so that everywhere I go, everyone gets a little bit of the ministry of my art. And I just thought that was really cool. And I've been thinking a long time that I was really getting sick of suits and sort of things. And I just feel like there's something wrong with all white collar jobs essentially adopting the same uniform in this, completely straightforward manner. And it's especially bad when preachers do it. I think that there are suits that you can wear that are great. Suits are good for various things, but like, it should not just be like this homogenous norm that our culture has kind of done. And so I've been thinking for a while, like, what do I want to do? What can I do? And so I came up with what I came up with, and there are reasons for all of it. Don't have to go into all of them, but every individual element has a reason. And so I put it all together, and it was not as good as it is now. It was not it was really, really wacky. And I went in 2021 to the Fight Laugh Feast conference and received all of the weirdest reactions, and yet a lot of great reactions too. Like, whoa, cool stuff, man. Like that. And it was this thing where it filtered people who probably would want to talk to me in the first place from the people who didn't. People walked past me when they were like, I don't know. Or they would be like, hey, so they would do that, or they would be like you and actually go, hey, you're not gay, right? And I'd be like, yeah, no, I'm not. And those people I want to talk to, right? Those people I want to talk to because they're brave. I want to talk to those people because they're brave. And I want to talk to the people who immediately get it, like, oh, that guy's doing Lord of the Rings, Narnia, that sort of a thing, and he's just kind of wearing it on his sleeve, right? And so, like, basically, it filtered the people that I wanted to talk to, and it magnetized the people that I wanted to talk to at the same time. And so when I go to places, and so when I am, and when we went to Fight Laugh Feast conference this year, it kind of came full circle because all that stuff that Zena had said about what she wore and what she was trying to do, I essentially got echoed back at me when Ricardo Davis came up to me. Jesse was there, and Ricardo Davis is he's a president of Georgia Right to Life, and they're one of the good ones. They're not one of the lame Right to Life organizations. He came right up to me and said, "You look like a living illustration." And that was the greatest compliment that I could have ever received. You know what I mean? Like, honestly. And I was like, well, this is definitely working. So, yeah. But yeah.
I was just thinking about it the other day. Because I was thinking, like, I need to make sure to remember to get a bow tie for next FLF.
I have a bow tie somewhere. Well, I have this one too, obviously, but this one's this one on my hat here, Carrie, is one that my dad gave me back when he was trying to get me to dress in suits and whatever else, and was giving in a little bit to my want to be different. And it's not just wanting to be different. Like, I feel like I would not be trying to be so different if we didn't have such a homogenous male fashion culture.
When you say, okay, so you say by male fashion, you mean suits, correct?
Yeah. Formal fashion.
Okay. So do you have a problem with suits all the time?
I think that suits are a good option, but I feel like everyone has essentially decided unilaterally that if you're not wearing a suit to a suit event, that you are breaking social protocol. And I think that in and of itself is problematic because it is legalistic.
I was about to say it. Okay, cool. I was just curious. I hate wearing suits. I'm not. Jesse knows I am not the one to wear a suit. I'm one of the last people to wear a suit.
Well, the thing that I was talking to Jesse about last night with this is you need to communicate who you are, and that is actually right in the way you dress. This is the dress for the job you want kind of a thing taken to an actual conclusion, right? And it's also like, yes, this is the other thing. A lot of people will say, well, you want to dress to make other people comfortable. That is true, but there are also times when you want to dress to make people uncomfortable, right? If I'm wearing a suit when I'm coming at you, and I want you to be intimidated, sometimes a suit can work, but other times, a tactical jacket, right? Like that would be way more effective, right?
Sleeveless shirt with some tore up jeans.
There you go. Whatever it is, right? Depending on the situation. And so, but this is kind of the point that I'm getting at is you need to dress for what your ministry is, whatever it is, whatever part of the body of Christ you are, wear that, because you are an individual within a covenant. And communicating that to the rest of the body, even in how you dress, is a ministry to the rest of the body, right? To the body of Christ. And so that's why even at church, I don't go super crazy. I don't wear my gauntlets or not my gauntlets, my bracers. Or my I don't go super crazy with color matches and stuff like that. But I do wear my a kilt usually, though not always, and my Hawaiian shirts. And I will regularly, not always, but sometimes the days are too humid and I don't want the hat to have shape issues, so I won't wear that. But sometimes I'll wear the hat to church, but I always take it off inside. I believe in uncovering male heads in church. Even when it's not a church service, I take my hat off in the sanctuary, and even when no one else is in there, right? I just take it off. That's just what I do. But I don't necessarily agree with vestments one way or the other for clergy, for pastors and stuff, but I'm okay with it if it's not, if it's actually them wanting to do it. I don't think it should be a regulated uniform. because it is communicating something about who they are. Do what?
Have you been to a Southern Baptist Black Church in the South?
Yeah.
How do they dress?
Well, the other thing too with black folk in the South is that, especially in the South, but it's just in general, I've always found that white people white people, because they have lighter skin, tend to look better in darker colors, and vice versa. That's just a general aesthetic thing. Oh, I know, right? But no, for real, like, I think that is a real legit thing. However, I don't think that should preclude white people from dressing in bright colors or black people dressing in dark colors, unless you're walking on the road in the middle of the night. Come on, wear some colors. I don't want to hit you. You know, and you are harder to see than the average white person. So
my thing is, a lot of the black people down here go all out for Sunday.
Oh yeah,
like super.
I like that, personally.
They dress up. It's funny, like you see dudes, like you'll see them on a Saturday dressed up in like sagging pants and whatnot, like thugged out at Walmart, you know, like just stupid. And then came Sunday morning dressed up in a suit, and it's like, what?
Yeah, totally. No, I hear that. That is funny, but generally I like that. Go ahead.
I've been to a black church a couple times for like their Wednesday night Bible studies or whatever they do. And I've been actually like looked down upon as like dressing in like a nice button up shirt or something like that. Just because they're like hardcore on that stuff.
Well, especially like holiness Pentecostal churches and stuff like that, where they're real legalistic and whatnot. I will say that can become an idol in and of itself. You know, I like that they do that, but I also think that, especially women folk, when you start making it a competition, things get a little crazy, and that's very clearly spoken against in the scripture. You know. Yeah,
I was about to mention that. Yeah, the scripture tells women not to. Sure, I mean, basically,
right. But this is the other thing with men versus women, like, as far as that goes, I think that women tending to want to be the center of attention is looked down upon in scripture in a lot of ways. And then men are told to step up and show off and be themselves and that sort of a thing. And we tend to, in our culture, kind of poo-poo both sexes on trying to, you know, show off in any kind of way. And that's a very European sentiment, especially coming from, like, you know, Britain and whatnot. But the other factor is, what do we see in nature, just as a general rule? Is it the male or the female that's bright?
Males usually have the brighter, prettier colors of just about every single species.
Right, exactly. And I'm sitting here going, I think we might have some things backwards in that case. You know what I mean? Like, I think that women are tempted to be big and bright in the center of attention, and while they are the glory and the crown of men, theirs is a quiet, you know, a quiet spirit is often talked about as being the most beautiful, and I tend to agree. And then you got
a quiet spirit's louder than a louder spirit.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And so
be quiet.
Right. That was funny. He said women need to learn to be quiet. But this is the thing. But no, the thing with that is, I think that we very clearly have a problem where men shy away from have been taught in many cases to shy away from conflict. And there's times to have the small conflicts in order to regulate the big conflicts. It's sort of like wildfires. You know?
Yes,
you got to have the small fights in order to regulate the big fights, right? That's part of our deal.
That's how it is anywhere, even in a marriage. Because if you don't, and you're married, if you don't fix the small fight, then it's going to come up again, whether or not you realize it. Because, specifically not with men, but with women, because women tend to harbor those things more than us guys. So, I've noticed,
the social things. Men harbor against other stuff, but women with the social stuff. Yeah.
So, example, me and my wife, we had a little small bicker about, I don't know, some small stuff. And I'll just forget about it. I'll be like, yeah, whatever. We're not fighting about it anymore. I don't care. And then it comes up again. And it's a bigger deal every single time.
Yep.
Next up, the boys inspect some fresh thumbnail art before launching into a tactical breakdown of intellectual property hoarding. From the tragedy of Zorro to the rights of Narnia, the squad eventually lands on a brilliant theory: why Tolkien's Palantiri might be the perfect blueprint for understanding AI.
So,
yep, I know what that's like. Yep. There you go.
You making some couscous for the morning?
Oh, that's a good idea. You coming?
Couscous is good.
Sure.
You coming?
Sure.
He said sure.
Might as well.
All right. Let's go, baby. So, we can have some couscous in the morning.
Delicious. I like yellow rice. Just a random related grain thing. Yellow rice is one of my favorites. It's yellow saffron rice.
Barley is one of my favorites.
Which one? Barley? Barley's good.
My daddy used to substitute barley for rice sometimes, or rice for barley sometimes when we were little kids. It was so good.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense.
My kitchen's a mess right now. I'm going sideways.
Jesse, I'm gonna pull up the ones that I haven't shown you yet from my thumbnails. See what you think, since we're here and can share stuff. I'm just gonna start throwing them in here. This is tomorrow's. I'll start loading up some more that I've been doing.
I'm assuming that's off of the He-Man conversation.
Yes, actually. Well, one of the He-Man conversations we've had, yeah.
I love He-Man.
That's pretty great.
But yeah, I think I've finally got the process down. Here's some of the others I've done in this style. You like this? Some of them are a little low res in a couple places, but they're going to get higher res as I go because of my process. You like those?
Yes, I like them a lot. It's just I will give you critique and you will take it and you will run with it.
Yes, I do. This is the thing, man.
Like the one with the Broodcast.
I'm making cornbread, so there's more dishes. I'm gonna save those up and finish them. I'm sorry, y'all can continue.
The Broodcast one, I'm not so sure about. I do think the idea is close, but it probably needs to be reformed. I'll have to think about that one a little bit more. But this. Did you do this, John? It's really good. I really do like that. Because it seems like it's almost like he's, foreboding.
Well, I'm looking. I also am looking up to him. That was a subtle nod at I'm not condemning him. I'm just seriously questioning. Did you do this, John?
The Brutalism or Cathedrals one, I really like that. That is. The original one was already good. I mean, none of the original ones were bad by any means.
Yeah.
But these are just so much more dynamic and so much clearer on what is happening. The text is absolutely perfect. It's easy to read. It's clear, like it's did you do this, John? It's a question. I like it. His drugs is really funny. That one's
Yeah,
really,
right.
really funny.
I thought so. He's drugs.
Drugs?
Look at the thumbnails when you get a chance that I put in the chat on Green Dragon Bar. But yeah, he's looking over the thumbnails that I've been making and fixing my channel with. So
So all the other ones, I don't even think I have any notes. I mean, as AI continues, the painting style is probably going to get a little more consistent. But I mean, I don't think there's really a problem there, because it's clear it's not just an AI. There's somebody else using, at least to an actual
there's
creative's
intention
eye.
there. Yeah.
There's a type of intention there that an AI just doesn't get. The Broodcast one, though, those are more interesting, because you're trying to get across that it's a talk with loads of people.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna switch it so that I think I'm potentially gonna put the Discord logo just kind of peeking up over on the bottom of the screen, because the screen's kind of cut off of the iPad, right? And then have the people in sort of a portrait, situation from, some kind of screenshot from the chat. And then I'm considering just super upping the big thing is the Broodcast logo in the corner is kind of blending in a little bit, depending on how I do it. One is a little better than the other, but yeah, I'm trying to come up with a way to make the Broodcast logo pop a little bit more, and then make everybody on the iPad sort of like on the top of the screen in portrait mode, sort of a thing, so you can see more of like what you would actually see in the video. And then move the iPad closer to the character's face is the other thing I'm going to do in the future. So it's more just like the face in the iPad, and he's just holding it up next to his face, right? Me and the iPad. So I say the character, it's me, but it just feels weird to say me next to
subject. I usually just say the subject.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I have the power one turned out really good. I was super happy with that one.
That one, it feels appropriate.
Yep. So, yeah, we talked about He-Man and that one. That one's called, what did I come up with? I think it was the Theology of He-Man and the Ethics of Zorro. Because we had talked about like Zorro, and particularly like piracy and public domain. Not so much piracy, but like public domain and intellectual property rights and stuff like that with that one. And I gave Zorro as an example of how the system's broken. So,
right, but he's he's not public domain, is he?
He should be public domain. Yeah, it's one company holding out, and basically like all they do is rent Zorro out to the highest bidder. And they don't have anything to do with the original artist and his author and his family, even though they claim to. Basically, yeah, they're literally, that's literally all they exist to do. And I know that there was some, like a year or two ago, there were some copyright lawsuits in regard to that, because a group went ahead and did a full-on stage musical for Zorro, which sounds awesome, by the way. And they got sued for it, and they basically like did a countersuit that seemed to be gaining ground last time I checked. But I don't know how that's going. Basically, they were saying like they are not, because they are not stewarding the intellectual property according to certain laws regarding intellectual property, then it should be forfeited to the public domain, and retroactively they should not be sued. Basically is how the countersuit was kind of formed. And so we'll see what happens, but yeah, they're literally hoarding their one IP that they bought for pennies at some point and just rent it out to everybody, and that's how they make their money, and that's just wrong. I'm sorry.
Unbelievable.
Especially when you don't have anything to do with the IP, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Just a complete waste.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, yeah, the other day we had our little pro dev talk with Marcus Pittman. He, of course, rehashed the story of the story of the Narnia rights.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Never a fun tale to hear.
Mm-hmm.
We're responsible for that.
And
us,
creatives. And the things that happened with the film rights that happened with Lord of the Rings right around the time Christopher Tolkien passed away too. He was not happy with how that went down. So, but yeah,
not at all. And now technically, Netflix owns that.
Yep.
Which is just wild. Netflix is just eating everything.
Yep. It'll burst. The bubble will burst. Yeah, exactly. The bubble will burst. But yeah,
I hope so.
It's funny. Oh, it will. This is one of those things. Like, so Alex and I, in our continual scrapping over AI and other stuff, I gave him one podcast to listen to that was that Knox did at Fight Laugh Feast after he had given his talk. Alex heard the talk and stuff, but he talked with someone else, Steve Hartland, Grounded podcast. Anyway, it was really good, and some of the stuff he talked about was really good. He gave me a podcast, like recent podcast, and it's kind of funny how everyone who is of any amount of intellect, the story that they keep coming to, besides the obvious low-hanging fruit of Terminator, is Lord of the Rings. And specifically the Palantir and the ring, but you know, the Palantir especially. Palantiri. You know about those, right? The seeing stones, right?
Yeah, they're lost seeing stones. Not all of them are accounted for.
The thing that is interesting is basically Chris Wiley was there, was in a talk with Peter Thiel or something like that, who's a atheist guy who's basically like kind of doing the third way libertarian, like how we need to be thinking about AI sort of thing, and talking with a whole bunch of people. And Chris Wiley was one of the people that he wanted to come to his talk and actually confront him on some of the stuff and talk with him back and forth, and C.R. Wiley did that. And basically, C.R. Wiley brought up Bombadil, and Peter Thiel said, yeah, Bombadil's got power, but you'll remember they didn't want him trying to take the ring because he'd just lose it. Right. And so that was his big retort. And then the other thing was, he said the Palantiri are, when they talked about the Palantiri thing, the Palantiri are used by Aragorn goodly and rightly to challenge Sauron and thus give a chance for Frodo to sneak through, and that's 100% true. Yep. C.R. Wiley's argument is the standard "you're not Aragorn," and I immediately hear "you're not David" when I hear that, and I'm like, that argument only goes so far because we're supposed to be Aragorns and Davids, and some of us are, and you saying that doesn't really help the situation. So how do we find our Aragorns and our Davids in this case, right? Is how what that would eventually go to. But my big thing was, okay, what is the origin of the Palantiri? Do any of you know?
Off the top of my head,
I can't remember.
And obviously Tolkien is completely scripture, right? So this is infallible words. No, I'm kidding. Of course. But everyone is using this and trying to like think through it in terms of almost as if this was proof text from scripture, which is really hilarious. Like the Elon Musk's sort of take Lord of the Rings as scripture, which is really funny to me.
Set a timer for 15 minutes.
So, so the Palantiri were fashioned by the same sort of elves who created the Silmarils. Not the exact same ones, but Feanor did have a hand in them. And the idea was that they had spread out so far across Valinor in the days of the trees that they wanted a way to talk to each other and not be lonely. That was the original intention and purpose for the Palantiri. Eventually, what ended up happening was... Do what?
I said, I don't know why they didn't just invent phones.
Right. Anyway, they kind of did. But basically, the that situation, what ended up happening was throughout all the wars, different warring groups got various ones, and the elves actually entrusted some of them to the good men of Numenor, which included Elendil's father. And Elendil's father died getting Elendil and his two sons, Anarion and Isildur, to Middle-earth. And they took 7 Palantiri to Middle-earth. So Isildur and Elendil, the ones who destroyed the ring, ultimately, right? It was Elendil's sword and it was Isildur who cut the ring from Sauron's hand, were the ones responsible for bringing the Palantiri to Middle-earth. And their whole reason was they were precious and they needed to be they needed to be in contact with Valinor, and they needed to be in contact with people in Middle-earth, right? And they wanted to set those up properly, but then they started getting stolen, wars and whatever else, and it was like, we don't know who's listening. And so basically, I think that's far more akin to the internet in general than AI. But what you can say with AI as far as that goes is, what is the thing for, and what was its ultimate purpose? Yes, there were bad things that came about from it, such as Saruman and Denethor being turned against the free peoples of Middle-earth through the will of Sauron, who had, who was whispering through them, but they were not in and of themselves evil. And it was only Aragorn finally picking one up and saying, "Yo, you want to fight me?" that eventually, right? Exactly. That was the only thing that.
That was the scene I hated the most about Lord of the Rings, and in the whole trilogy in the movies, was whenever he gets scared of Sauron and drops it. And the and the fact that they never include the scene in the Two Towers about whenever Aragorn was standing on the wall mocking the dwarf.
Right? Yeah.
Like, they could have put 2 great scenes in there, and they didn't.
Yeah. Movie Aragorn definitely suffers. I don't necessarily hate that he has some worries. I think that you can do that in a movie, especially about his line and all that other stuff. I don't have a problem with that, because there are parts in the book, like when they come out of Moria, where he's like, I don't know if I can be Gandalf. I don't think I can lead everybody. You know what I mean? Like, that was a real thing that he said, out loud. Like, I'm the freaking heir of Elendil, and I have the sword, and I'm like, destined for greatness, and that's wonderful and great, but I'm not Gandalf. You know what I mean? Like, and so, like, there's room for that. But the films definitely.
I think they just took too much away from Aragorn.
Yes,
they made him a lot less important, just like Glorfindel.
Glorfindel doesn't even exist in the movies. Yeah, exactly. So they just got rid of him, Tom Bombadil, and then straight up made Aragorn kind of a wimp compared to the book. Yep. Gandalf, I think, is probably the best done of all the characters.
Yes, absolutely. The whole thing. I 100% agree with you.
Gandalf was acted, directed, written super, super accurate to the books. I didn't have any. The only time I had issue was in the extended edition where the Witch King breaks his staff. That makes no sense.
Yeah, me and my dad, every time that scene plays, we complain about it.
Look, I will watch the entirety of the Lord of the Rings movies and be like, I understand every single creative decision that they changed here for sake of time, for sake of budget. They didn't have enough time to. That's the one scene in the whole trilogy that I'm actually a little peeved by. That's the only one.
Yeah.
Okay, but what about this? What about the scene where?
Well, hold on. Let me bring this up real quick. The only other Gandalf scene that's not in character, so to speak, in my opinion, is when Gandalf's worried about Frodo and Aragorn talks to him and says, "What does your heart tell you?" And he's like, that he's still alive. I'm like, that's not Gandalf. Gandalf knows what's up. Even if he doesn't know Frodo's alive or not, he's not going to be voicing that in some prissy way to Aragorn, hoping for fishing for comfort, right? And Aragorn would give that to him if he wanted it. Like, Aragorn would do that, but like Gandalf wouldn't be fishing for that anyway. That's the only other part that I had issue with Gandalf specifically. Otherwise, he's perfect throughout. So like,
Jesse.
2 small scenes, whatever. Anyway, yeah.
Jesse, what do you have to say about them replacing Glorfindel with Arryn, bringing Frodo to Rivendell?
Well, first of all, they replaced Glorfindel with Arwen, not RN. Obviously, that's something that bothers me. I understand why they did it.
Why?
That's like I said. I understand bringing an entire character in for only like one scene,
2 scenes.
Whenever
really,
they
if
could
they
have done,
kept him at the council,
yeah. That would have been a little impractical.
Well, they could have had, but the thing is,
they have to give Arwen more to do in those movies, other than just.
But she doesn't do anything in the book.
Yeah, I know.
She's more of a useless character in the book than Glorfindel is. Like, they could have brought in Glorfindel, because like even in the Hobbit movies, they don't even when the council fights at gosh, you might want to help me out here. When the council are fighting the right, man, my brain's not working.
The necromancer?
Yeah, the necromancer. Yeah. When they're fighting when they're fighting them, like they only have like half the council there. They could have included him in that as well.
Yeah, that was definitely the only thing that bothered me about that movie.
No, the Hobbit was so bad. Oh my gosh.
My kids actually really like the Rankin Bass Hobbit. And the thing is, like, they love the book. They listen to my reading of the book because I actually recorded it for them when I read it to them the first time. They listen to that fairly often, and they love the book. But like, they will choose, even though they have a fan edited version of The Hobbit, which is decent. It actually follows the book pretty closely and cuts out all the fluff. They will still, every time, if they have the choice, pick the Rankin Bass Hobbit over the Peter Jackson fan edit even.
Which one is that?
Just like the fan edit that I have?
No, the Rankin Bass?
Rankin Bass, it's a 1970s
it's the one
animated one.
Down the Goblin Town.
Yeah, that one. They love that one.
Oh god.
They know the book. Funny? They know where it's not good, but like they still like appreciate it more than the Peter Jackson fan edit that I have. Anyway, go ahead with your saying, Kat.
I used to grow up watching that movie like on repeat, but I also used to have nightmares about the goblins in that movie from the scene when they appear in the cave. Yeah,
they're pretty freaky.
Yeah, my dad makes fun of me for it. Jesse does too. But yeah, when I was like 3 years old, it would terrify me. But I love that movie.
Yeah,
I watched that and Transformers more than any other movies as a little kid.
I can believe that. The trolls are actually the trolls are actually one of my favorite parts of that version, that movie, because they're just so insanely twisted looking, and the voices that they got for them are so low and creepy and stuff. Like, I really love the trolls in that version.
I think also the soundtrack for that movie is really good.
Yes, it's really good.
They add the songs, They add the songs, it's fun. Because I mean, in the movie, in the newer movies, they only had what 2 songs in the movie.
The first Unexpected Journey, the extended edition specifically, adds a few more songs into the film, and that is the closest that Peter Jackson was able to get to the original. But then studio interference made his life a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
speaking of which, what's your favorite Tolkien song, y'all?
Tolkien song?
Yeah, Tolkien song. The songs from the books, even if it's no matter what version it is. Like I'm talking more about the poetry in the books, the songs in the books. But like, if you have a favorite version of a song, then like say so.
I really almost said where there's a whip, there's a way, but
no, that can count. Like if it's inspired by, you can say that. I'm fine with that, because Into the West, for example, is really good, and it's up there for me. Mm-hmm. It's based on Legolas' song, obviously.
There's really no competition there. It's Song of Durin by Clamavi de Profundis.
Yeah, it's so good. Have you heard that, Carrie?
No, I'm not a nerd.
I'll get the link. In fact, Carrie, do you want to listen to it on here? I could throw it on.
Yeah, that's fine. Totally fine.
All right, I'm gonna pull it up in the YouTube activity. You know how to do that, Carrie?
Hold on. YouTube activity.
It'll ask you if you want to
ask me a question to watch together or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I did it. Okay, cool. Let's do it.
Okay, let me pull it up.
In our final maneuver for the day, the Brood kicks back with some heavy metal Dwarven hymns before running a tactical review on Joshua's latest audio drama tracks and casting calls.
Clamavi de Profundis. So this song is the one that this is the song that Gimli sings when they come into Moria. We got an ad.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If your basement walls are peeling, that is not.
I don't have ads on my YouTube. At least on my computer.
Right. Okay. You passed the ads? Okay, here we go. Oh, go ahead and hit this. It's coming.
Durin was the most renowned.
I can edit this out if there's copyright.
The world was young, the mountains green, no stain yet on the moon was seen. No words were laid on stream or stone when Durin woke and walked alone. He named the nameless hills and dells. He drank from yet untasted wells. He stooped and looked in mirror and saw a crown of stars appear as gems upon a silver thread above the shadows of his head. The world was fair, the mountains tall, in elder days before the fall of mighty kings in Argo throned and Gondolin, who now beyond the western seas have passed away. The world was fair in Durin's day. A king he was on carven throne in many their chisel clove and graver wrote. Their forged was blade and bound was hilt. The delver mined, the mason built. Their barrel and oval pale and metal wrought. Like fishes' mail, buckler and corset, axe and sword, and shining spears were laid in hoard. Unwearied then were Durin's folk, beneath the mountains' music walk. The harpers harped, the minstrels sang, and at the gates the trumpets rang. The world is grey, the mountains old, the forge's fire is ashen cold. No harp is rung, no hammer falls, the darkness dwells in Durin's halls. The shadow lies upon his tomb, in Moria, in Casa Doom. But still the sunken stars appear in dark and endless mirroring. Their light is crowning water deep, till Durin wakes again from sleep.
I've heard that song before.
Yeah,
Not-
it's really good. Ads on my end. I gotta end the leave activity. There we go. Y'all can leave the activity when you want. But yeah.
Hold on, hold on. Join back.
Okay, what are you doing?
Second.
Have you heard the
This
the
is
Jonathan
big.
Young version?
This is huge, guys. Odds
I
are
got
you've heard of
ads
Raid
again.
Shadow Legends. I bring cover.
Get through that. Okay, I'm back to where you are. It says Carrie is hosting. Should I change it to you, Jesse?
Yes.
How do I
I'm
do
trying.
that?
Hold on. I'm doing it. Hold on. Revoke host control. Change to
Was it
Jesse.
showing my
Okay, there we go. All right, Jesse, you should be good.
All right. So this is an observation I made in while we were walking. Me and Carrie were like walking in Walmart one time, and I realized the reason why Carrie has such a distinct walk is because he's always very. It's like he's very connected to the ground. With his little waddle of sorts, and I realized what it reminded me of.
The dwarf boot camp happened.
The dwarves. Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Specifically, they're walking. Whenever you see them walking, it's Carrie.
The boot camp
But right there.
was essentially
They did it.
That's exactly how I walk. Oh my god!
introduced to various aspects of what we would be required to do.
Oh, that is funny.
Once you're on set shooting the movie, you know.
Yeah. Apparently, there's been people who have said like your walk is like attractive or something, and I'm like,
of a dwarf for like 100.
He looks like a dwarf.
Like somebody did tell me my walk was attractive, and I was,
That is funny.
My God.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, so that's the way Carrie walks.
Yeah. Jesse, had you heard what's it called? The Jonathan Young and Bobby Bass and what's his name? Colin McGinnis cover of the Song of Durin?
I don't think I have. I reckon it's good.
Oh, it's really good. They did like super low bass version, like just it's metal, but it's like super low bass. We could totally do that one if you want, but that one's really, really good. You know all three of those guys? Yeah.
I think I only am familiar with Cole McGinnis.
Okay. Yeah. So the other two super low voices too. Let me see here. Change back to playlist mode. Change from Carrie hosting to me. I'm getting to it. Let's see here. Yep, it's me, and then Jonathan Young. Song of Durin. Yeah, this one's really fun. Shall hear these once I get past the ads. Okay, come on. Okay, is it playing for you guys? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. It's that same song, just done more metally.
Was young, the mountains green, no stain yet on the moon was seen. No words were laid on stream or stone when Durin woke and walked alone.
He actually sounds like that, by the way.
The nameless hills and dells he drank from yet untasted wells. He stooped and looked in mirror and saw a crown of stars appear as gems upon the silver thread above the shadows of his head. The world was fair, the mountains tall.
That's Jonathan Young.
Elder days before the fall of mighty
That's Bobby Bass.
kings in Nargoth, Rond and Gondolin, who now beyond the western seas have passed away. The world was fair in Durin's day. A king he was on carven throne in many pillared halls of stone, with golden roof and silver floor and runes of power upon the door. A light of sun and star and moon in shining lamps of crystal hewn, undimmed by cloud or shade of night, there shone forever fair and bright. A hammer on the anvil smote, their chisel clove engraver wrote, their forged was blade and bound was hilt. The delver mined, the mason built, their pearl and opal pale and metal wrought, like fish's mail, buckler and corselet, axe and sword and shining. The hammer on the anvil smote, their chisel clove engraver wrote, their forged was blade and bound was hilt. The delver mined, the mason built, their pearl and opal pale and metal wrought, like fish's mail, buckler and corselet, axe and sword and shining. it rang. The world is gray, the mountains old, the forge's fire is ashen cold. No harp is rung, no hammer falls, the darkness dwells in Durin's hall. The shadow lies upon his tomb in Moria, in Khazad-dûm. But still the sunken stars appear in dark and windless Mirror.
This ending is unbelievable right here.
I know what he's about to do.
In water deep till Durin wakes again from sleep.
Yeah.
I will say the one thing it's missing is harmonies. If you get three deep bass singers like that and you don't use harmony with it, that's kind of a waste. Yeah. But
I agree.
God, what a brilliant cover. In other news,
it really is.
Do you guys know who Markiplier is?
Yes.
Okay, he just released his trailer for his Iron Lung movie that's going to be releasing in theaters next month.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I literally just
know a ton about him, but yeah, that's cool. I will add that to my list of stuff to see. By the way, sorry to bring it up right at the end, but I wasn't really thinking about it. When I say the end, I really have to record at 10:30, but record book stuff. But
I have to go soon anyway because I need to wake up early, and I'm not an insomniac.
Yeah. What was it? The song that I did, the Prophecy, second version. I haven't heard a lot from you yet on it. I heard you and Alex talked, and he gave me some cliff notes from what you said. I want help.
I haven't been able to give the categories like I had.
Yeah. Ooh, you cut out. Hello, is people there?
I'm here.
Hello? Okay, you're here, so Jesse cut out, so he'll pop back in a minute. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was fun, huh? The testosterone from that song is insane. That cover.
Felt mine rise up 85%.
There you go. Oh, but yeah, I'm a big fan of Jonathan Young and the stuff that he does. He's been doing like Disney covers and metal covers for a long time, and he has a good deep metal voice that he does stuff with. He didn't used to sing low. He used to try to sing high like everybody else, and then he realized, oh no, bass is my superpower.
Oh yeah.
So, mm-hmm. All right, Jesse, what's your deal? Come on, man. Are you there, Jesse?
I think so.
Are. Now you're back.
Okay.
That was weird.
Sorry. Yeah, that was really weird. I haven't been able to go through it with all the categorizations that I had before.
Yeah.
So I should get something sent for that.
When you have time.
Yeah. I do think it is a lot closer. Like you said, it's a first draft of the new fixes. Transitions between the sections definitely need a lot of.
Yeah. And there it goes again.
It broke again?
Apparently. Doop doop doo. Are you back now? Yep, there you are. That was weird. Again,
that's weird because it's still transmitting on my end. Like everything is working. Like I'm able to hear you guys. I'm able to see you guys. Yeah, but then it just stopped transmitting on my side. Strange.
Well, yeah. But so the transitions and stuff. One of the things that I'm thinking of doing is either completely regenerating the ending bit after the prophecy is delivered by Ezekiel to make it more laid back, because I want that to be like a calming moment, but I want it to be in the blues style, like we're getting back to reality after that insane event, right? But Reed Jones, he initially is panicked, but then he calms, right? So I'm trying to think if I want to do that. Otherwise, I can mess with the stems and just remove some of the loudness, but I don't want it to come back all bombastic, I think. The transition into it probably needs just a little bit longer, I think. But I think the transition back out... Are you there still? He paused again. I'm gonna keep talking because he said you could hear, but... Can
you not hear me?
No, I can hear you. There we go. You were paused video. But yeah, basically just the thing with that comes down to, like I said, I think the ending is the biggest issue. We can just... Okay, now you're back. We can just did I stop that time or no?
Yeah, everything froze on for you and then it disconnected me. I think Weird. It's the internet.
Probably. But yeah, basically just like I said, I think the ending is more the issue than the transition into the prophecy. That can be fixed with just a little bit of extra reverb on my vocal and a little bit stretched out, like to make it a smoother transition, I think. But vocally, there are a few lines that I think I want to redo. But I think that, were you pretty happy with those? Do you like the key change? Me pitching it down?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really even feel the key change. I mean, listening back to it, yeah, it's obvious, but it feels just right for narrative singing. So you'll have to keep that in mind for future. The narrator has to sing with a lower bass bass style, but everybody else still needs to have breathing room for their singing. Yes,
for the octave up or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that makes sense to have the narrator a little bit lower, and then getting to Zeke being lower than me is almost like meta. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just kind of cool how that ended up. But Alex being accepting of Zeke being AI was a big breakthrough. I heard that and was just like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do better than that. Like, that's... Zeke's AI vocal on that is just so otherworldly and perfect, you know. So,
so this is a weird. Whenever I imagine Zeke like talking with everybody, the prophecy should definitely sound deeper, but it being its own complete section. I'm wondering if it's possible to fit it into the regular meter. Think like I'm gonna do the thing again. How in Epic the Musical, in the first song, whenever Odysseus is almost like struck by lightning, and he is like, what was that? And then it has Zeus starts singing.
Yes.
So it definitely is like a sudden break in the song, and then it continues in a little bit slower with Zeus singing. So that's kind of what I would think with Zeke. It's just the key change is so abrupt going into the prophecy right now, and that has to do partially with the transitions.
But it is like a fifth above, or it's definitely like a third or a fifth. I can't tell which, but like the transition of the key change, like it is in the same chord, which was a happy accident. I don't know if you noticed that. Yeah.
Interesting. It didn't sound like it was a completely different.
I think it just needs more. I think it needs more. Yeah, it's not the same key, but it is. But the note is a pivot, like that I go out on. It does pivot because it's in the same chord. Yeah.
Yeah, and so with the right transition, I think that will work.
Yeah.
Right now, it's just like a simple fade in, fade out.
I might actually do a like I hold a note at the end instead, a little bit longer, and then maybe
have, like,
even do a harmony, and then it pivots around the harmony, kind of a thing, right? And it's becoming more like echoey, and reverb goes up over time. Essentially, it gets spacier. It's not gonna get louder necessarily. It might even get quieter, but it kind of spaces. And then
yes, I know what you mean now.
Yeah. So that might be good. But were there any vocal bits? Obviously, you're going to go through it. But were there any vocal bits that immediately, off the top of your head, stood out that would definitely need to be redone?
No, not by me recalling them. But yeah, I remember there were a few.
Yeah,
that
there
I was
are
like,
a couple. Yeah,
it'll probably need to be redone. But I like the way it turned out. It fit.
Yeah. I want to get this one 9 or 10 because it's very important to getting everything going. So, but yeah.
I did speak with Matey the other night, and she was like, "Yeah, I'd be interested in singing for that." Yeah, so she was super stoked about that.
Barring her just absolutely not fitting. Yeah, barring her just absolutely not fitting for one reason or another, we have our Sirius, and that really excites me.
Yeah. So obviously you're not working on those songs yet, but whenever I can send her something to practice on, because I'm sure a lot of the songs are just going to be completely changing.
Yeah, they will be, but at the same time, just her becoming familiar with the story, just taking and the songs that we have done. Like I said, telling Connor's probably going to change a lot, but a lot of the others are going to be very similar. They are going to change, but like key and other things. But if she just wants to become familiar with the story and the song, she can take that YouTube video with the Suno demos and just kind of get an idea what we're going for. That might just get her excited about it,
Yeah. She was already super excited about it because in my head I keep forgetting that I'm not the only person who's met you. And I realized I was like, oh yeah, that's right. She met him at FLF. I forgot. And and I was telling her about the story. I was like, oh, it's this kind of like superhero story of the Guardians of Atlanta, and she was like, wait, is that the one that Joshua was telling at FLF, and we were all like super captivated? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, ooh, I really like that one. And I was like, all right, we're getting. I was like, we're getting somewhere with this. We're getting somewhere with this.
Yeah, so we're starting to get some traction in a few places. So having a Sirius is great. I didn't tell you last time either. Debbie is my Amira, the mirror. Mm-hmm. That nice. Debbie's voice is perfect for that because she has a very immature sounding voice, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, she sounds younger than she is, and I feel like that because you can tell she's not younger than she is by her voice, yet it sounds younger. It's perfect for Amira, right? And then in ITR, I have Sarah. Yeah. And then Sarah Lasardo, Sarah Levesque, she is penciled in, not for Guardians, but she would be willing to do Guardians. But she's penciled in as Pandora in ITR and has been for quite some time. She's actually recorded some Pandora lines for me before for audio drama stuff back in the day. So like she knows she's Pandora and she's happy to be Pandora. She's always said that. So, but she has that sort of innocent, like, let's get to it, gang, sort of thing to her that just fits perfectly with Pandora. So Yep.
Very nice.
So, yeah, but those were
So
the
we
other
got-
two
we
that
got
I
some
had
characters,
penciled in. Yeah, if you can think of somebody for Bobby Carter and William Avery are the other two. When you get to their stories and stuff, obviously we've got sort of a reformed knight character who just sort of has a neutral accent, maybe a little bit of Southern, but not much. He was born in London, but as a baby taken to Georgia and raised in the Atlanta area, but like in modern day, so he didn't get a lot of an accent. And then Bobby, like I said, he kind of travels everywhere, but he's just going to have sort of a neutral American, neutral African American black accent, right? It obviously the more attitude and wit that you can add to it, because he's very Willy Wonka-esque, the better, you know.
Yeah.
I'd love for a true black guy who's got that attitude that can do sort of his own version of Sergeant Ollie sort of a thing when he wants to. That would be really cool, because I imagine Bobby probably uses a lot of voices like randomly just to totally entertain himself, you know. That's kind of just like the way he is. But yeah, so but that's an icing on.
You too can be a part of the brood of writers and poets at war. Just visit joshuadavidling.com/discord to join. If you're a true poetry patriot, you can support us on Substack and Patreon and get the recordings of all of our encouraging and strategic meetings, along with much more. Once again, all links can be found at joshuadavidling.com. Over and out.
God of song